Welcome back to Midwest Access. I'm meteorologist Sarah Gannon. We are enjoying some beautiful weather outside here for our Monday afternoon. Let's take a live look outside from your Lewis Notto live camera. Here's a look at some of those temperatures. It is on the more seasonal side today, temp-wise, as we track those highs currently into those lower to mid 80s. Still pretty muggy out there as dew points continue to sit into the 60s. The rest of this evening looking fairly quiet for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Temperatures cooling back towards the 70s by about 7, 8 o'clock here tonight, and looking forward to some dry conditions. We may see some cloud cover kind of filtering in and out, but predominantly a pleasant evening for the region. As we take a look at your first alerts, continuing with that quiet pattern for tonight, we are bringing in though some chances for storms come the midweek, so giving you the first alert to those stormy conditions on the way, and temperatures looking to trend hot here as we move into the upcoming week and a half. Let's take a look at those temperature trends here as we look to track temperatures roughly seasonal, slightly above average here. Many of us looking to sit into those lower 80s throughout the midweek here. Still pretty humid. A slight break in those temperatures heading into Thursday and Friday, a bit more seasonal into those low 80s, but temperatures will return back to the upper 80s as we head towards next weekend, or towards the weekend, and especially into next week. Rain chances fairly limited for us in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, keeping a close eye though on Wednesday as we watch for the chance for some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity, keeping a close eye, but maybe some heavy rainfall possible here for the area. So monitoring that situation very closely, but predominantly dry trend on the way. Tomorrow looking fairly comfortable as well, or pleasant, I should say, with temperatures there again into those mid 80s for the region. Some plenty of sunshine. And as we look ahead to the area wide, we're looking at temperatures ranging anywhere from around 83 on the cooler side, upwards of 86, 87 degrees. So a hot Tuesday on tap for us here in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. And let's take a look at that 10-day temperature trend, because next week looking rather toasty. High temperatures across the board, potentially reaching the upper 80s. That's a look at your first alert weather. We'll take a look at what's going on in Viv's Groovy Garden.
We want to give you a quick check on the weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
Thank you, Grant. We have been enjoying some really beautiful weather out there today. A warm one for sure. Humidity levels still up there as well. We'll take a look at that 10-day where we track more great weather here into your Tuesday. Keeping an eye on some thunderstorm chances by Wednesday. But aside from that, pretty dry forecast here over the next 7 to 10 days. The one big thing of note here, temperatures really cranking up as we head into next week. Temps will be rising into those mid and likely even some upper 80s. So getting very toasty as we transition into next week. So enjoy these more comfortable temperatures in the next few days. Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen will have all those latest first alert weather headlines for you. And we see you in just a few minutes. To those lower to mid 80s, maybe pushing towards 90 in the Mankato region, but overall a pretty quiet day with, again, keeping an eye on those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. However, hot temperatures continuing to remain as we keep an eye on that long-range forecast, 6 to 10 days out here as we move into mid-July, looking at about an 80 to 90% chance of seeing above average temperatures in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, not really the upper Midwest. So keep an eye here as we check out those 7 and 10-day forecasts, looking at upper 80s and even some low 90s for the Mankato area by next weekend into early next week. Let's take a look at the 10-day forecast for the Rochester region. You can see temps more so towards those lower 80s here this week, but by Sunday and especially into next week, temperatures jumping into the upper 80s. So a hot stretch of weather on the way for next week. Still humid this week. Not as big of a concern with the heat, but still something to monitor and keep an eye on. More so, though, humid conditions, you know, it's common here in the summer months, but monitoring those thunderstorm chances here the next few days pretty closely.
Better than having rain every single day, kind of like last week.
We don't need that. We don't need that. We need kind of the dry stretch to kind of dry us out a little bit. So keeping an eye on that heavy rain concern for Wednesday.
All right, Sarah, appreciate it. And there's your 10-day forecast, everyone. 83 in the 80s coming up for this week. Going to be a pretty nice one, except for Wednesday.
Today, a beautiful day out there in the region. A little humid, though, still, but that's to be expected here this time of the year. Sneak peek here into your Tuesday. We are gearing up for more sunshine and temperatures on the warm side still, looking to trend towards low to mid 80s here for southern Minnesota into the northern Iowa, and plenty of sunshine, as I mentioned. We will be monitoring, though, the potential for some more humidity in the coming days, tracking more towards those upper 60s, nearing 70 here between Tuesday and Wednesday. Like I said, that's common here for this time of the year. Dew points gradually starting to dip back into more of the sticky zone, those mid-60s here by the end of the work week into the start of the weekend. Keeping an eye, though, on some upcoming rain chances. That's the next big thing that we're tracking is some pop-up showers and thunderstorms for your Tuesday afternoon and evening, extending into Wednesday. Wednesday will be the day to keep a close eye on. There may be a chance for a couple stronger thunderstorms to monitor with maybe some gusty winds possible there, but also big thing will be the potential for maybe some heavy rainfall in the region. Not good news, as I know a lot of spots there, especially into portions of Fillmore, Houston, and Mower County that are still trying to clean up and get rid of some of that excessive rain that we saw just last week. So keeping our fingers crossed we can avoid the heavy rain, but monitoring very closely for Wednesday.
And we will do just that, Sarah. Thanks. We'll see you in a little bit.
We are gearing up for a few thunderstorm chances here in the next couple of days, mainly focused on Wednesday at this point. We are gearing up for maybe some pop-up shower and thunderstorm chances tomorrow afternoon, evening. Very stray in manner just due to daytime heating. Tracking some more sunshine and some heat and the humidity too here for your Tuesday. A little sneak peek there. We'll track more on those upcoming rain chances for Wednesday. That's ahead in your first alert weather.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
We enjoyed some beautiful weather out there today. However, keeping an eye on some upcoming rain chances. Let's talk about the next big thing, and that is our Wednesday storm chance. There is an opportunity for a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, staying very stray in manner, but big focus will be on Wednesday as we keep an eye on the possibility of maybe some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall may be possible as well. Isolated at this point in time. Past Wednesday, though, the forecast trending a lot drier. So after all of that heavy rain we saw last week, a drier trend would be probably welcomed by many as we look to be seeing the opportunity here for more sunshine. Talking about that excessive rainfall outlook, not good news. As you can see here, the level 2 threat or risk out of 4 is over portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, areas that have already been hit hard last week by all of that heavy rain that we saw. So keeping an eye on the potential for some additional heavy rainfall coming Wednesday with some of those showers and thunderstorms. Right now, there is a level 1 out of a level 5 severe risk for Wednesday over the KDTC viewing area. Overall severe risk on the lower side, but can't quite rule out maybe some small hail, some gusty winds with that heavy rainfall potential. So monitoring Wednesday very closely. Looking ahead to tomorrow, temperatures a little warmer than average. We'll look at some lower to mid 80s for the Rochester area. Elsewhere in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, trending more towards those mid 60s. Caledonia, Decorah, Charles City, Mason City, Osage, Austin, looking at about 86 for those afternoon highs, 87 possible for Albert Lee, 88 for Winona, 86 for Dodge Center. So keeping with that warm trend, more heat expected to be on the way as we look a little bit further out into July. That Climate Prediction Center putting out their 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You can see a lot of the upper Midwest, a lot of the country really looking at some above average temperatures. Locally, looking at more of a 70 to 80% chance of above average temperatures. And you can see those temperatures being reflected here in that 10-day forecast. Seeing in the Rochester area some lower 80s here this week. Notice by the weekend and especially into next week, we see those temperatures jumping into the upper 80s. So looking to see some upper 80s possible across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa into next week. A lot of sunshine on those on that 10-day forecast. Keeping an eye, though, on those thunderstorm chances for Wednesday.
And it looks like once we get through Wednesday, then it's sunshine for most of the foreseeable future, at least.
Hot and sunny.
Yeah.
Very summer forecast.
July weather for sure. All right, Sarah, thanks so much. We'll see you again in the
Let's take a look at those that 7-day forecast for Austin, Mason City, and Winona. Tracking some nice sunshine, some summer heat on the way in the coming days. We are keeping an eye on the chance for some showers and thunderstorms later in the day Tuesday. More pop-up in style as we keep an eye on that daytime heating for tomorrow. Better chance for shower and thunderstorm activity will be on Wednesday, maybe lingering into early Thursday morning. But dry, sunny conditions on the way as we head into the end of the work week. Some lower 80s expected, so a little bit more comfortable, and then we really temperatures turn up. That heat getting quite prominent in the area as we look towards Sunday, Monday, and throughout much of next week with highs in the upper 80s, maybe approaching 90 in some locations, but a hot, humid, dry stretch of weather on the way next week. That's a look at your first alert weather. We'll send it over to Nick. Let's take another look at that 10-day forecast here, looking at some more sunshine, some quieter weather for your Tuesday. There is a chance we could see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Very stray in manner. Most of us may end up staying dry tomorrow evening, but there are a few of us that could see a few spotty thunderstorms tomorrow. Better chance for thunderstorms and rain will be on Wednesday for the area, mainly towards the afternoon and evening hours. Monitoring that very closely for the potential of maybe some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall with that. Not great news, as we could potentially be looking at some heavy rainfall over areas that have already been very saturated within the last week or so. Gearing up, though, for some more sun. Some exciting news there. More sun icons heading into the late week and this weekend. Next big thing, though, following our rain chance on Wednesday, will be the heat. Looking at some high heat on the way into the forecast area here by next week. Check out those upper 80s. There's a chance we could see some areas pushing that 90-degree mark. So hot, humid, and sunny will be the name of the game next week. This week, though, keeping an eye on those thunderstorm chances and potentially some heavy rainfall by Wednesday.
Nick, do you think you could do me a favor and help me? I want to look back there. There has to be a button we can press to slow down summer.
You said you wanted to, it's 6 o'clock, you said you wanted to speed up to the weekend.
Well, I want to get to the weekend, but I want to slow down summer. Does that contradict one another?
No.
Okay.
Just have really long weekends.
After the 4th of July, it seems like it flies by. I don't know.